I'd like to call this meeting of the Executive and Governance Committee to order. I remind all in attendance that this is the only committee that's set by statute. The members of this committee are audit chairman, vice chairman, and chairman. Mr. Floyd, Secretary Floyd, would you please call the roll? Short but sweet on this one.
Yes. Trustee DeLay?
Here.
Vice Chair Carbowiak?
Here.
Chair Smith?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. The first item to do is approve our minutes. Have the members reviewed the minutes, and are there any corrections or changes?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Next is an action item on our institutional mission and mission profile. And the floor is open for any discussion on the mission and mission profile. There are a few changes that have been made, and Secretary Floyd, I assume you made those changes?
Well, we have Mary Hoshfuller here to speak
Okay.
to the mission statement.
All right.
Good morning, and
Floor is
thank you
yours.
for allowing me to be here. I am presenting the proposed revisions to our mission statement and institutional mission profile on behalf of the university's planning committee. The planning committee has broad representation from across the university and from faculty in all of the colleges, and it is charged every year with reviewing the mission and mission profile in order to bring any revisions to the board through the Executive and Governance Committee. I think this is under tab 2 in your materials, and the revisions that are being proposed here are to add staff to students and faculty for full representation of the university committee in the mission statement. And the planning committee proposed that in order to bring the mission statement into full recognition of the Quest for Student Success 2025, which gives broader recognition for the integral role that staff as well as faculty and students play in advancing the mission of the university. The revisions to the institutional mission profile, which is a very different matter. This is the way that we represent ourselves to the Tennessee Higher Education Commission and identify the university as a distinctive institution within the system. The revisions there are to add research and public service centers as well as co-curricular programs to the description of the university's offerings. We also are updating the statement about our Carnegie classification to recognize our recent move to an R2 status in that system. And I'm happy to answer any questions if you have.
So thank you for sharing this. Can you give me a little bit of background on the committee that made the recommendation for the changes? I'm just trying to get an idea of how inclusive the committee was.
Oh, inclusive of the whole university? Every division has multiple representatives on this. All of the vice presidents are ex officio members as well. And then we have a large number of faculty representatives on this committee. And it is incorporated under Policy 32 as one of the standing committees of the university. And it is charged with looking at planning, at mission, and reporting to the Board of Trustees and to the President and the Provost on all of those matters. In this case, a small committee of volunteers from the bigger committee set aside some time to meet and to discuss this and try to come up with some proposals. They then present those to the full committee, and then the committee discusses them further, accepts, rejects, modifies as they wish, and then we bring that forward as a recommendation from the planning committee through the provost and the president.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Question, if I remember correctly, there is a vision statement in addition
Yes,
to
sir.
the mission statement? Is there a time frame that the vision statement is revisited to see if there's any need for changes or additions, whatever?
Well, certainly, and Trustee Boyd, I believe that we revised it last because you brought some matters to our attention, and so we sat down and we looked at our vision statement, and worked very hard. And when I say we, I mean the planning committee is the one who sat and worked through that and revised the vision statement that we previously had into the one that you currently see if you look at the mission statement on the university website. So, to answer your, the question you're raising is how often? And we should be doing this starting next year. We will start to put the wheels in motion to work on the next iteration of our university's master plans. The planning committee will look very hard then at the academic master plan. We'll be convening and developing a committee to look institution-wide at where we want to go in the next 10 years, because our current plan runs through 2025, but we've got to get the machinery in motion. Part of that will be a reexamination of our mission statement and every element. There's the purposes, there's the vision, statements that accompany it as well. And obviously, our move to an R2 status as a university means that this is the right time for us to be thinking about what that means. And that will be, also to address an earlier question, that will have to be a very inclusive conversation. That is a conversation that will not just take place in the planning committee, but we'll be making sure that it takes place campus-wide before we bring forward any new revisions, a new version of a mission statement to this group.
Thank you.
Mary, you edged on this R2, was a question I had. Could you explain just a little bit more about R2 status?
This is, I think, probably Provost Burns.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Baker. Carnegie Foundation sets, really nationally, the categories to describe the research activity of universities. And as a shorthand, the terms that you hear are R1, R2, R3. R1 universities are typically your land grants or your big private universities. UTK and Vanderbilt would both be R1s. Memphis just became an R1 this year. For years, we were at the R3 level, which really was not appropriate given the size and mission and scope of what we do. And so for several years, we've been taking the steps necessary to move up to R2. And we'll have an official announcement celebration here in a week or two. But that has happened. And so it's a big moment in the university because it does reflect the fact that we have taken a big step forward in terms of our research activity.
Any further questions? Do you have Tom, in your materials, do you have the statement of mission, the institutional mission profile? Okay. Well, the committee will make a recommendation today, and then they'll come to the board, which would be an appropriate time, if there's something that you think is advisable or comment. Do I have a motion to?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Changes.
Motion been made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That motion passed unanimously. Next on the agenda is the president's contract, and I'm going to ask Finance Chairman Joey Jacobs to bring us up to speed.
Thank you, Chairman Smith. My, how time flies. It is time to address an extension for Dr. McPhee's contract. Chairman Smith has had conversations with Dr. McPhee. I've had conversations with Dr. McPhee and with Alan Thomas, Vice President of Finance. And I do want to recommend to this committee that we extend his contract for 3 years, and it would end on 10/20/26. Also, basically, the contract stays as it is, except for we may put in some minor language so that his yearly raise will be tied to what the university is giving all the other employees. That's what we did this past year. And Alan and I talked about the logistics of that. I think it's appropriate that we might just put it right in there. And so, other than that, the terms of the contract are basically the same. So that is my recommendation to the committee, is that we extend the contract. We make that minor change on the raise, and we keep in place the rest of the contract. As how I would interpret it. Alan? Is that how you interpret it too?
Yes, I think, did you cover all three areas?
No, I just covered the raise and the extension.
Okay,
I left everything else the same.
okay, but with the retention bonus?
Yeah, the retention bonus is the same as it was, the $250.
There would be another.
Yeah.
Retention bonus at the end of
26, yep. Which we do now.
So it's the same contract,
Yes.
obviously, and any board member that wants a copy of that is is certainly.
I'm sure the secretary will
Entitled
get
to
it
it.
to them.
So I think our committee's job is to affirm, confirm what we want to do. So do I have a motion?
Moved?
Second.
Motion been made and seconded to extend Dr. McPhee's contract 3 years, same compensation, except for the change noted by Finance Chairman.
So let me understand. So is this sort of the typical cadence in terms of renewals of contracts?
I think it would be, but Dr. McPhee is older. So I think he's thinking about maybe this might be his last
I see.
extension. He has not made that decision, but based upon his age and what he wants to do, you know, retirement and that sort of thing, I think this is. I
That's
think
an
this would be-
unstated, unwritten topic
Yeah.
that, I mean,
It's an ongoing discussion between Steve and myself
Okay.
about retirement and when and how do we do it. And
so if this is approved in a couple of years, we need to start succession planning.
Got it. Okay.
but it's in his hands as long as he's doing a great job. I personally am not going to make a recommendation for a change.
I agree.
Was that your motion?
That's our motion, I second it.
Okay. All in
Joey, can you say the date again? I make sure I
Yes,
got it.
2026. It's December the, Alan? 10th.
Thank you.
2026, Tom.
Thank you. I had it wrong.
That makes you older.
Let's don't go there, Joey.
I know, that makes me real old.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That's unanimous. I don't have any closing remarks. I'm thrilled that we're moving right along, and let's start our next meeting immediately.
Now?
Well, yeah, we probably fetch the president back. At his discretion, he left the room, but,
All right, so we're ready to go into mine?
yes, sir.
You're up.
Without objection. No, we're ready.
We're good.
All right. You
We just need
keep
to call
rolling.
everybody back in.
Keep rolling.
Now, we'll need to pause for one moment to adjust the live stream.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Well, as soon as you give us a count, Chairman of Finance